A classic film made half a decade ago with some of the best performances and moments of all time, won 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Yeah, I think we can do better.
People of Jerusalem, friends of Rome, we celebrate the power of man. You will see them race for glory. You will see them fight for honor. You will see them die for you.
Should have stayed away.
You should have killed me.
I will.
Ben-Hur, the 2016 version, is a remake of the 1959 version about a guy named Ben-Hur and what happens when he comes to odds with his brother around the time of Jesus. Now, this is one of those movies that has been a classic for a long, long time, but we need a new one, huh? Well, here's 5 things you might want to know about the new Ben-Hur. There are so many things about this movie that make no sense to me. So you ready for the surprise? I actually kind of liked it. Yeah, I know. I'm in the minority on this, but I had a good time. One of the reasons, I think the performances are really good. Jack Houston is great. Toby Kebbell's great. In yet another, including Warcraft and Fantastic Four, where he gives a great performance in a movie that is critically panned. I just really bought them. I bought their characters. I bought into the entire family. Strangely enough, the only performance I didn't really buy into was Morgan Freeman. And he's the one that's supposed to be bringing it, but I kind of felt like he phoned it in a little bit. But other than him, everybody else was really believable. I also really love that you can tell they put a lot of effort into these action scenes. There's a lot of money on the screen here. Not just the chariot race, which is amazing and phenomenal. And when you think about that classic chariot race in 1959, it's kind of hard to up that, but I think they do. They add some elements to it that are really interesting and very compelling. But not only that, there's the naval battle that was shot in this extremely confined way in the belly of the ship that I found fascinating. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it before. And they did that throughout the movie, taking a chance to take these scenes that could have just been basic action and finding a way to bring you into them in a new way. And I have to give the movie props for that. But here's the real reason this works. This is a great story. I love how intricate it is. All the different relationships, what these people mean to each other, how they move in and out of each other's lives and each other's motivations. Not only the relationships, but you're also looking at the character development in each and every case, especially Ben-Hur himself. This is a powerful story, and I totally get why you would want to tell it again and again because it's really moving. But here's the problem. I think the story is actually too deep, too intricate, and so the length of the movie just doesn't fit it. Now, usually I will rip on a movie for maybe being too long or too short, but in this case, it's kind of both. I think you either shorten it, like refocus on one of the elements of this story, cut a bunch of stuff out and do a little refocus, or you zoom back out and you make it more of like a TV miniseries. Take it off the big screen, do like an 8-episode run of this story and get into depth with things. I think that's what I prefer. The story needs it. The story deserves it. And when you try to do that 2 to 2.5 hour thing, I just think you're trying to get the best of both worlds, and unfortunately, you miss them both. The other part that didn't work for me, and maybe this is just me as a Christian, I felt like the Jesus stuff in this was a little forced. It almost had a Where's Waldo Bible style feel to it. Like, oh look, it's a Jesus cameo. Now I know he's in the book that this is based off of, and in the original 1959, but it's more off-screen and kind of they exist in his world, in the Jerusalem world of that time. Here, it's all much more blatant, and because of that, it felt a little more forced to me and kind of took me out of the film. Overall, I still really liked the new Ben-Hur. Despite some issues that I had, the action was great, the performances were really good, all that good enough for me to bring it up to a B-. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. You can stay tuned for the Best Ever Challenge here in a second. First, if you want to know more about what goes on here, there's lots of ways to find me. You can click up here on the info button to find other reviews as well as how to support this YouTube channel. You can also search for my name in social media, Aaron Dicer, Aarondicer. You should find me at Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, Snapchat, all the social medias. And if you do podcasting, I would highly encourage you to check out our podcast. We call it SiftPop. SiftPop. It's a weekly pop culture podcast. We have a blast talking about whatever movie's out that week, expanding the Best Ever Challenge. We each give our top 3 on the category. It's lots of fun. Speaking of the Best Ever Challenge, it is time. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to guess my choice. This week, what is the best ever biblical epic? Now, it doesn't have to have Jesus in it, but it has to be during Bible times and have an epic feel to it. For mine, I'm going to go with the one that was almost released in Aramaic with no subtitles. Take a guess at mine in the comments. Leave your choice there as well. And as always, here's 5 extra seconds to hit the subscribe logo. It's right down in this corner.